So the topic that I've been given to talk about is the beauty of bouncing back. I like that title, the beauty of bouncing back. And what I've decided to do, I should say what God placed in my spirit, actually on the plane ride heading here to Texas, is how about we break that down? So we're going to break it down into 3 sections. One is going to be all about beauty. You all can write that in your notes. The second is going to be all about bouncing. And the third is going to be all about back. So we're going to start off with beauty. What in the world could possibly be beautiful about going through trials and tribulations in life? I don't know about you all, but it's hard to see something beautiful in those moments. What could be possible about a young woman, a young girl at that time, I should say, who had to move 22 times in 1 year alone? That is not an exaggeration. If you all have read my book, Necessary, you already know where I'm going with this. 22 times in 1 year, because her mother, who was just a child when she had me, was going through so much abuse and so many things in her life. She bounced around 22 times in 1 year. I remember making a game of it because I finally was able to remember all of the addresses because we moved just that many times in 1 year. What can be beautiful about that? That doesn't sound like anything beautiful to me. What can be beautiful about being in a marriage? Someone said I've been married 30 years. I think it's been 30, maybe 31, somewhere up in there. But trust me when I say you go through a lot of ups and downs in a marriage. What can be beautiful about times in your marriage when you don't even like each other? When you look at each other and you don't even recognize who that person is anymore. Those are some of the seasons that I went through in life. In fact, we got to a point, and I'm very transparent, where literally we were just seconds away, or I should say a half of a thread away from filing for a divorce. Because all we were doing were arguing and fighting. There was nothing beautiful about that. And I thought, God, how in the world is it possible that you can take us from helping save other marriages, doing all types of counseling, right, with other marriages, and then one day we turn around and we don't even know each other or like each other? What's beautiful about that? What can be beautiful about having children and one of your kids is diagnosed with a severe disease? One of my sons has sickle cell anemia type SS. If you know the different types, then you'll know what I mean when I say type SS. It's considered to be the worst type because you're always in the hospital. So just imagine being a young mother, having your first child, and getting that call that your son has sickle cell. And imagine for almost the entire lifetime, every other week in many cases, being in the hospital. Imagine that. If we would be able to go a month or two without being in the hospital, that was like a miracle for us. Don't try to tell me that's beautiful. What can be beautiful about that? It just doesn't make any sense, right?